everyone, I'm Ryan from Fireside Yankees, and we've got exciting news to talk about, and it is that CC Sabathia has been elected to the Baseball Hall of Fame. He is joining the 2025 class. There were 3 total people voted in through the Baseball Writers Committee. CC Sabathia garnered 86.8% of the vote. He comfortably made the Hall of Fame. He was a first ballot Hall of Famer. This is his one and only trip on the ballot. It is an incredible moment for him, for his family. This is awesome. CC Sabathia, of course, pitched for the Yankees from 2009 to 2019. He confirmed at Fanatics Fan Fest that he'll be going into the Hall of Fame, donning the New York Yankees cap. But there is so much to talk about with his career and, whether it's on field, off the field. Before you get into everything, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, and turn on the notification bell. And check out Fireside Yankees on all of your favorite social media platforms. But with that being said, let's just read off the accolades here. CC Sabathia was a 6-time All-Star, the 2007 AL Cy Young winner. He also helped the Yankees win the 2009 World Series, garnering the 2009 ALCS MVP award in the process. By being a 20-game winner as an African-American or Black-born pitcher, CC Sabathia also joined a very exclusive club known as the Black Aces. He is one of the greatest left-handed pitchers ever, a member of the 3,000 strikeout club, and now a Hall of Famer. Sabathia had a 3.74 ERA across 3,577 and a third innings pitched. He is the leader in innings pitched since the start of the 21st century. He pitched in a high run environment, whether it was pitching in New York, pitching during some of the juice ball era during 2019, and a little bit in 2018 when the balls got juiced towards the end there. He pitched during part of the steroid era as well in the early 2000s. He pitched for Cleveland, he pitched for Milwaukee, he pitched for New York, and he was excellent everywhere he went. He won his Cy Young with the Cleveland now Guardians in 2007. He had a monstrous and historic run with the Brewers after being traded there at the trade deadline. Pitching in 17 games, having 17 starts, a 1.65 ERA, putting up 4.7 WAR. He's one of the greatest trade acquisitions ever in deadline history. He pitched on short rest over his final 4 starts, pitching on 3 days rest, despite the fact he was an impending free agent, risking his arm health. It just goes to show this was someone who wasn't just a Hall of Fame player. This was someone who was a Hall of Fame leader, a Hall of Fame person. I think that's what separates CC Sabathia from all the other all-time great pitchers. CC is a Hall of Fame person. He had a Hall of Fame peak, and he is a Hall of Fame person. One of the great leaders. When you look at, recent Yankee teams, he is one of those guys that you look at and say, this guy was a dog. He was everything you want in a leader, in a veteran, in the clubhouse. He was a great guy for the clubhouse. Even when he first joined the Yankees in 2009, he set the tone. He was a frontline starter. He was everything the Yankees asked for. He was box office, everything you could ask for and more from a heavy, just a guy who got paid a lot, right? I don't really know how else to put it. The guy got paid a ton, and he was worth every single damn penny. From his peak from 2006 to 2012, CC Sabathia recorded 40 wins above replacement. That was second among all starting pitchers. He recorded 1,591.2 innings pitched. That was the most for any pitcher. He had 226 starts. That was top 5. He had 122 wins. That was second behind Justin Verlander. His 3.14 ERA among starting pitchers, when you adjust it for the league environment, was top 2. He was simply superb. He was unbelievable in his prime. He was dominant in his prime. So we've got a dominant prime, a Hall of Fame kind of prime, and you've got tons of longevity. We talked about, again, having, the most innings pitched for anyone in the 21st century. This is someone who has kind of everything going for him. He checks off every box. There's not a single box that he has left unchecked. When it comes to individual success, again, All-Star appearances, Cy Young Award, ALCS MVP. When it comes to team success, he won a World Series with the Yankees, so he has that checked off. He went to numerous postseasons. So just again, I couldn't possibly. I feel like even the stats don't do justice towards just how amazing he was on the field and just how important he was, not just to the Yankees, but any team he pitched on as their frontline starter, as their ace, as the bulldog, as a guy who's going to pitch into the 7th and 8th inning every single freaking time. He was special. He was everything you could ask for in an ace. And then again, when it comes to leadership qualities, you talk about 2008 risking your body, risking your health. Doesn't matter that you're an impending free agent. Doing anything you can to scratch and claw and get your team to the postseason. That's dog mentality. That's the kind of mentality that makes you a Hall of Famer. We could talk about what he did with the Yankees various times. Again, 2009, money, box office in big starts. In the ALDS against the Orioles, money, box office in a big start to end the series and throw a complete game to shut that thing down and get the Yankees to the ALCS. We could talk about what he did in 2019 when the Tampa Bay Rays throw at Austin Romine and CC Sabathia throws away his bonus. He throws at Jake Bauers knowing he's going to get ejected because he wants to stick up for his guys. That's something, again, that a leader does. It's someone that, like, he's just everything you could possibly ask for in an ace, in a leader. And honestly, it was a joy to watch him pitch for the Yankees. This is a momentous moment for him, for his family. I want to congratulate him. And, just as an ambassador for baseball, CC Sabathia, there are very few guys who can really rival just how good he is for baseball, just how well he represents the sport. I am just as a fan, obviously, CC Sabathia was one of my favorite pitchers, one of my favorite athletes ever. So there's that. And I'm glad that the Hall of Fame exists for various reasons, but mostly so we could celebrate the career and the life of CC Sabathia. He'll be immortalized alongside the greatest players to ever play the sport of baseball. And then again, when we talk about some of the off-field stuff, in 2015, he walks away from the postseason because he came out and talked about an open battle he had with alcohol and alcohol addiction. He goes into rehab and he comes back and he is an effective starting pitcher again. To overcome such a hurdle, to be so brave, to be public about it, it is something that, again, transcends being just a baseball player. It is being a Hall of Fame player, but also being a Hall of Fame person. There is a character clause in there, and I do think that there's something to CC Sabathia that just goes beyond the Hall of Fame career he had on the field, the off-field impact, what he does, how he carries himself, his character. There are so many people in baseball who respect and can vouch for CC Sabathia's character. You never hear a teammate say a bad thing about him. You never see a coach hear a bad thing. You never hear a coach say a bad thing about him. You'll never hear anyone saying he's not giving everything he has to be a great ball player and to be a great teammate and a great person to the people around him. So truly just makes me happy to know that he'll be forever celebrated, that every time someone visits Cooperstown, they can pass by CC Sabathia's plaque and they can celebrate the player he was and what his contributions were to baseball. I also want to congratulate Ichiro Suzuki, someone who did play for the Yankees for a little bit in the early 2010s, came over in a trade with the Seattle Mariners. Obviously, he'll go into the Hall of Fame as a Seattle Mariner, but he had 3,000 hits at the major league level, 4,000 total hits if you combine his Japanese MPB numbers and his major league numbers, had a Hall of Fame career in Japan in the MPB, and had a Hall of Fame career over here in the United States with Major League Baseball. He really, I think, set the tone for Japanese baseball in Major League Baseball. He is the first Japanese-born player to be inducted into the Baseball Hall of Fame, and it's not just because he's a former Yankee that I'm talking about him, but again, that helps obviously because I can talk a little bit about the fact he was a Yankee, but just celebrating who he is and getting again to celebrate his story through baseball, and we'll always get to celebrate him as a player and a person because again, another great ambassador to the game. And then finally, Billy Wagner was inducted into the Hall of Fame. He is not a former Yankee, but I'm still going to give him his flowers because it's the Hall of Fame. This is the whole point, to celebrate great players and immortalize them forever. Billy Wagner, one of the greatest relief pitchers of all time, a strikeout artist, a dominant left-handed pitcher. He was dominant when he entered the league, and even his final year, he was dominant right till the end. So someone who got to go off on a high note, and someone who will also be immortalized for the rest of baseball history. And it's awesome. It's sick. Again, congratulations to those three players. And again, just thank you to CC Sabathia because being able to witness his career was a joy, and there's no other way to really put it. Now, if there's anyone that you guys thought should be in the Hall of Fame that wasn't elected, let us know in the comment section below. Two guys who just missed were Carlos Beltran and Andrew Jones. Again, both former Yankees as well. They played a little bit in the Bronx. We'll see if they get in next year, but CC Sabathia will represent the Yankees. Obviously, Ichiro won't. He will represent the Mariners. I'm not sure who Billy Wagner will represent. I imagine it'll be the Astros, but I don't know. But with that being said, again, thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you guys in the next episode. Let's go Yankees, and peace out. And again, congratulations to CC Sabathia.
Perfect.